Have you ever just thought about what does it mean to free yourself from the world? Like, how do you free yourself from that? You free yourself from societal expectations, from other people's opinions. Like, how do you free yourself? I think it's so important that we know how to detach and not base our value and love ourselves and respect ourselves based off of societal needs and what society thinks we should have at a certain age or a certain stage or place in our life and our journey. The number one thing that I can talk about is external validation. External validation literally holds people back because they're so worried about what someone else is going to think and say or do or treat them based off of how they move and the choices that they make. And I think societal pressures makes room for people to go, I wonder what the vast majority is going to think about what I'm doing. I'm worried about what my mom is going to think about me. You're even judging yourself because of the programming. So in order for you to detach and free yourself from external validation, you need to sit with yourself and really think about how you want to move and how you want to live your life. Yeah, it's always good to get advice and, talking to different people, especially if they're at where you want to be at. But for the most part, at the end of the day, it's you who's going to have to live with your decision. It's you who's going to have to make those decisions. And you go to sleep with yourself at night. You have to be okay with the choices that you make and the things that you are bringing into your life. So make sure that when you're thinking about doing something or moving a certain way or making any choice, think about what that means for you and what you want out of yourself. Say, for instance, you want to go to the gym and you want to do it on a vegan diet, but somebody's telling you, well, you have to eat meat in order to gain muscle. Do your own research. Do what you feel like is going to make your body feel great. Yes, get the advice. Get all of the information that you feel like is going to benefit that specific goal. But at the end of the day, how do you feel when you eat meat? Do you feel better with fruits and vegetables than you do eating meat? When you're working out, have you tested these things out for yourself? Have you experienced these things for yourself? If not, then you don't need to take somebody else's advice for anything. No matter your age or where you're at in life, you have the ability to make decisions for yourself based off of how you feel and what you want. Feel like you need advice? Cool. Go reach out. Go talk to someone who's actually living the life that you want to live. Other than that, leave the rest of the folks out. Leave your mama, your best friend, your sister. Leave everybody else's opinions and voices out of your head and stay focused and true to how you feel, what you want to do, and the choices that you want to make for yourself. Another way that you can tap into freeing yourself from the world is literally practicing mindfulness. Like I spoke on earlier, you want to sit with yourself, and whatever that looks like, journaling, meditating, working out, painting, drawing, whatever that looks like, you need to sit with yourself, because honestly, when you do these practices, whatever practice that looks like for you, well, it's gonna get you into the present moment. And when you get into the present moment, meaning the here and the now, and I know a lot of people talk about that, being present, but being grounded in where you're at. What can you smell? What do you feel? What do you feel around you? Because when you stay present in this present moment, you're not worried about anything. You're not worried about what so-and-so said last week. You're not worried about past mistakes. You're not worried about what life is going to look like in 10 years. You're literally sitting with yourself in this moment. And the deeper you get into yourself, the deeper you get into these moments with yourself, you begin to really free yourself. With that being said, staying present, journaling, meditating, whatever it is that you're doing, you're sitting there with yourself and you are able to free yourself from what other people may think, because you're right here. You know what you wrote in your journal, or you know what's in your heart when you're meditating alone. You know what you need when you're sitting with yourself and you're blocking everybody out. So also take some time for yourself. A lot of the times, people fill their emptiness and their loneliness with other people. And granted, I do think that having community and spending time with your community definitely fills that cup up, because we need the balance. But also, when you feel lonely and you feel empty, that's not the time to go scroll on TikTok and Instagram. That's not the time to call your best friend or call your mom or whatever. If you haven't spoken to them in a while, then you need to talk to them. Okay? Don't only talk to these people when you feel lonely. And when you do feel lonely, that is the time to sit with yourself. Whatever religious practice you believe in, That is you sitting with yourself and God. So practice being present. Practice feeling your own void with yourself, filling your own void with your own company and your own thoughts and your own feelings, and getting them out. Whatever outlet that is, you need to get them out, and you need to do it alone, because you don't need to use people as your emotional punching bags, as your emotional regulator. Like, you are your own regulator. And I feel that, and I know once you sit present with yourself, you're immediately gonna free yourself, because you're with yourself. You know you. And honestly, guys, like, in this day and age with social media, y'all, social media, I think, has become a very great beneficial tool to so many different things, right? But being yourself with media, like, those are big distractions. You may think it's like, oh, I'm just scrolling, oh, I'm just, entertaining myself, watching my favorite creator, But at the end of the day, you are absorbing someone else's energy, thoughts, and feelings about whatever it is that you're watching them talk about. Consuming all this information constantly, you are literally immersed into the world. You are swimming in the world. So try to set boundaries with social media. Like, take a break. I have a timer on my apps for me, which is 1 hour a day. And honestly, as a content creator, I still do end up pushing past that limit. But set that boundary and set that timer, because if you're constantly consuming information, you think it doesn't have a huge effect on you. But when you go out into the world, you start making decisions, you end up taking on the advice or information or feelings about whatever choice that you're about to make from the next person. Or you don't even end up making those choices because you got so many different opinions from so many different people. It also creates another handcuff between you and society. This is society and this is you, and y'all like this. Like, y'all are locked in together. Take a break. Social media has definitely, like I said, it's been beneficial. But for those who are just mindfully scrolling, or just the day-to-day, how often are you scrolling a day? You know what I'm saying? You're taking in so much information, and it either causes you to not make choices, or either causes you to move in ways that validate what that person thinks about that choice, which ultimately blocks you from making a true, authentic decision for yourself and for your own life. And speaking of authenticity, this is another way to free yourself from the world, because when you are sitting with yourself and you're thinking about what you really want and how happy you are and passionate you are about certain things, or just your everyday opinions about how you feel about certain things, or how you want to move for yourself and the choices that you feel like is best for you. Sometimes when you are worried about the world and society and what they think about these things, you tend to make those decisions based off of how they feel. Authenticity is the highest form of self-love, because ultimately, choosing yourself, choosing to express yourself in the most raw, real way. You're not doing things because you feel like it's going to make someone happy. You're doing these things because you know that ultimately you have a relationship with yourself, and in order to have this healthy relationship with yourself, you have to be authentic. You have to do things that you like. I remember Iyanla Vanzant, y'all, I love Iyanla, okay? The things that she had mentioned on her Transform Your Nature episode, she had said a lot of people are not moving in full integrity, meaning what you say, what you do, what you think, and how you feel need to all be in alignment, because some people will think one thing and do another. Some people will feel something and say something but feel another way. And when all of these things are 100% aligned, you begin to move authentically and free yourself and break free from the shackles of society and what society thinks, because let's face it, this world is already hard to navigate, right? Just even being human, and then on top of social media and other people's opinions, and you deserve to move in alignment and integrity with how you feel. So stay authentic, stay true to you, and express yourself. And if people don't like that, or if you get negative feedback from that or whatever, so what? because eventually you're going to find your community and the people who are going to support those decisions. You may lose friendships. You may disconnect from family members. Whatever it is, whatever happens in your life negatively, as long as you feel happy within yourself and express yourself, you don't got nothing else to worry about. Because at the end of the day, you're moving authentically with what you feel like. Just free yourself, be present, find practices that allow you to sit with yourself when you're feeling lonely and empty. Find those practices and release, and be authentic in that release. And when you go out into the world and you start making decisions and you start thinking for yourself, you will see that it's much easier to navigate in this world because you're not weighed down by what society thinks, right? Even when you hop on social media, you can go on social media feeling a little bit more confident about, the kind of content that you're watching. You're allowed to feel free. Okay, you deserve that freedom. He's so attached to the world and heavily reliant on society's opinions and the general consensus of how you should move in this world. It can be very daunting on your mental health. So free yourself, live authentically. And when you do this and you free yourself, you'll literally feel free. Like, you will feel the freedom. You will wake up out of bed and not feel like you have to please Joe and, conform to how your bestie thinks or what the lady on social media said about this. Like, free yourself. Let that go. Sit with yourself. Take time for yourself. So I really hope this has been helpful. My name is Melania Ayan. This channel was originally about me doing hair because I'm a hairstylist here in Houston, Texas. But overall, my content is about to change because I just think that there's so many things that I've been through experience-wise. I would love to share that with you guys. So if you thought this content has been helpful, then subscribe to this channel. If not, love you. See you later. And I don't know what your taste in music is, but listen to this song because this is going to liberate you. The fear, the doubt, that will be there, right? But the more you step into your authenticity and realize that you are safe within your own body, within your own feelings, you'll feel free and you won't be afraid in your own home. So yeah, listen to the song. Let me know what you guys think about this content. I'll see you guys next time.